Hey there guys, Dragon Master here, and I want to welcome you to Star Wars and Earth Unity Episode 12. Luke versus Jacen. So, I'm gonna get straight into this video, so if you're wondering why this video is a few days late, you'll have to watch straight till the end. I'll explain it there, but yeah, I just want to get straight into the video, so without further ado, let's get into it. We start off currently at Naboo. The planet is under full invasion by Jacen's Imperial Alliance. Currently, down below on the planet, Jacen and Luke charge at one another and they ignite their lightsabers, and their lightsabers clash, causing a brilliant light of red and green. Their blades interlock as Luke and Jacen look at each other, and Luke says, Jacen, you don't have to do this. You can surrender and stop all this now. Don't plunge the galaxy into war when we've already seen too much of it with the Yuuzhan Vong. And Jacen just looks at him before he says his reply. Destroy and causing chaos, I'm trying to bring order to the galaxy. After the Yuuzhan Vong, you should have seen how the Republic has become a complete failure. I thought after reading the history, while seeing the books and history itself, and the HoloNet, after seeing the Republic in the past during the Clone Wars, how incompetent they were, and the Empire, but seeing after the Yuuzhan Vong, it's no wonder that they became an empire. But of course, it was ruined by people like Palpatine, and greedy minds like the Moffs. And what, Jacen, you can change all this? Luke rhetorically asks and says, Yes, I've made plans and even met a few sort of big players on the chessboard, as the Terrans like to say. He's got a puzzled look. As Jacen looks at him, says, Uncle, you don't know what's coming. They then stare hardened at each other once again, before they backed off and then charged under one another again and again, their lightsabers clashing as they continued the fight, moving with speeds that many Jedi and Sith have never seen before, as the fighting has completely stopped with many people watching this fight. As the fighting continues, Luke sees that while Jacen is an excellent duelist, Luke has way more experience, which is allowing him to gain the upper hand. Jacen grimaces as he knows this is true as he continues the fight. While he is an excellent duelist and is very strong in the Force, his uncle Luke was also an incredible duelist and fought many powerful Sith Lords. Jacen knows that his uncle's Force powers are also stronger, he thinks to himself. He then comes up with an idea which will help him. Using the Force, with his uncle not noticing as he's concentrated on the duel, he moves a few crushed boulders and rubble away, basically, and slowly pulls it up with his fingers, discreetly, of course. His uncle all the not wiser. Jacen then sees his open as his uncle's about to go for another strike when he quickly flushes the rubble straight towards him. Luke, sensing this immediately, jumped into the air, but Jacen fired Force Lightning. But Luke, smart, used his lightsaber in mid-air and stopped the lightning before sending it straight back at Jacen, who was forced to dodge. Luke then landed back on the ground and moved with incredible speed, going straight for Jacen. As Jacen uses his lightsaber quickly to block and counter, but Luke moves with incredible speeds. Luke then discreetly quickly sends a nod to Hornet and Kyle as they immediately understand what he means to them as they immediately run off. Jacen, having seen this, wondered what his uncle was up to, but he has no choice. He sends his forces away as well, as he nods to them. As the battle continues forward, Jacen and Luke give knee to each other grounds, but Jacen grimaces. He's starting to lose ground quickly. Jacen then realizes something. It's too quiet. Yet he kept a few scouts around. He then realizes something. He then sees that they've been taken out and realizes something. He then shocked and looked at his uncle. Of course. And he sees Hornet, Hornet and Kyle on the roofs as they jump down and bring their lightsabers down as well. Jacen, seeing this, realizes that he's been played. He then contacts his forces through a special earpiece in his head and asks what's going on. And they explain, Sir, you're not going to believe this. The admiral on the ship says, what is it? It's the Terrans. What? What do you mean the Terrans? They're here. What? The Terrans are here? He says, shocked. He then sees Luke smile and says, who are they? Sir, they seem to be a rogue renegade of Terran forces that have apparently defected from the military and their own government. He then realizes something, looks at his uncle. Damn. He then thinks for a minute, realizing he's surrounded by both Luke, Hornet, and Kyle, as they're all about to strike. He then immediately thinks of a plan, but knows it might be risky, then says, contact the Star Destroyer currently hovering above the city in order to fire on my position. Sir? The Admiral is shocked. Just do it. Jacen knows this is suicidal and possible it could risk with his death, but he has no choice. As Luke, Kyle, and Hornet move in, Jacen prepares himself, but then sees a red streak and then quickly uses the Force to make him a shield before jumping away. As he dodges just in time as it misses him but creates an explosion. The Force shield protects him from most of the damage. He's sent flying off into the ruins, into rubble and ruins. Luke immediately gets up. His body is in pain. He then looks around and sees that he's covered in a few scars and a few minor burns, nothing serious. He then looks at Kyle. He then looks at his students and is horrified. Kyle's arm is missing, and Hornet is covered in burns. He immediately uses the Force to pick them up. Emily contacts and says, I need a medical team here quickly. He then senses around but sees that his nephew isn't here, and then wonders where he's gone off to and says, Jacen, where did you go? He says, and that is where we're going to leave it off. So as you can see, Kyle has lost his arm in this timeline, and Hornet might not actually survive. Kyle could possibly survive, but Hornet might be killed off, ironically, which is quite sad for him since I think he was a good character in the Legend books for Star Wars, but that's my opinion. But anyway, so another thing about that whole like why my video took so long to make well, I guess it took so long to release is because I've been sort of busy with a few things, so I do apologize for that. It's just a quick announcement saying I do apologize. I hope this doesn't happen again, but just in case it does, it might be a day or two before my video is released. So just warning you in case that happens. But anyway, thanks for watching and see you later.